if we are to look at these levels as to what is going on, you're just going to have your normal levels on a chart as you always would, right? Just some basic levels, and you're going to have your moving averages on a chart as you normally would anyway. And that's not that big of a deal. What the big deal is in regards to that is that you need to understand which levels are important and which ones are not. So when you're day trading, the most important levels are going to be this. You want these in there, but the real most important levels are going to be 4. Now, this button will do it for you by itself, but we're just going to kind of do it old school so that you can see how you should be set up. So what you're going to have here is you're always going to mark off the high. So if you were going to trade NVIDIA, you would just want to mark off the high of the previous day, the low of the previous day. Okay. You'd want to mark off the close of the previous day. And again, you have these indicators that can do it for you. And you'll see that when I just click the button real quick, right? If I click this, you'll see how it'll populate that for you. But really what I'm trying to get you to do is understand that these are the 4 most important levels for any day trader, period. After that, you start getting into pre and post market. And the important part of me explaining this is if you're day trading something and you don't have this marked off, then you're behind the 8 ball. Right? You just are. Now, the next thing that you would do with a chart, any very simple chart, I'm just going to save this as we go along, but any simple chart that you would do, I tend to look at volume, but you don't need to look at volume in the beginning of the day. You know there's going to be a lot of volume. So whether you're looking at volume in the beginning of the day or not, it's kind of pointless. You might look at it here. You might look at it if you're at the high of the day, but to say I need a volume scan at the beginning of the day, after the day opens, pre-market, highest activity names I get, but I want to just keep this very basic. I don't think that you need to be looking here at volume. I don't know what the purpose of that really is. So what you want to do when you're in a position like this is understand that, especially off the open, and you have your different time frames during the day, right? You have your early morning, you have your late, then you have the lull in the middle. But looking at volume here is an absolute waste of your time. So whether you want to do it or not is up to you. What I would suggest that you look at off the open are a couple key things. There are 3 things that I look at off the open, whether you see me staring at it when I'm live trading or not live trading. Number 1, especially off the open in the first half hour, I do want to see the VWAP, especially the first half hour. I just want to watch what they're doing, and I just want to see how it's going. Are they doing anything? Are they over? Are they under? Has it tested? Is it breaking? I just want to watch that VWAP. Now, later in the day, it becomes obviously critical as well, but first half hour, you want to see, are you rejecting? Are you having a tough time with it? Because institutions are going to watch VWAP. Retail's going to watch it to trade. Institutions are the ones that move it. And what do I mean by that? So if you watch something fall apart early in the morning, for example, and I'm going to save this for a second and then I'm going to change it. But if you watch something fall apart early in the morning and you're day trading, and really what today's video is, it's a recap of things. I'm going broad, not deep, because of some of the things that I'm seeing in the community. So let's just go here for a second. If you're trading Tesla early in the morning, and you're watching these bars, and all of a sudden these bars, you're like, I can't get over VWAP. I can't get over VWAP. I'm still rejecting VWAP. You know you have a problem, or you know you have let me rephrase that. You know you have a high degree of probability of having a problem. And then you can go from there and decide if it's something you want to deal with or not, okay? That's where it really comes into play. For me, I want to know that. Am I rejecting it? Am I not rejecting it? So if I was trading this, let's say I wanted to trade NVIDIA, and I'm watching, oh, I flipped, I broke, I'm fighting it, but I'm going higher. I flipped, I tested it, okay? I might get involved here, right? Then from there, you're just watching the pullbacks and then the rallies. Once you see that, once you see this kind of stuff, that's what you're looking for. Now, whether or not you're buying here for a scalp or not, I don't care. What I'm getting at is off the open, you want to look at that. The second thing that you want to look at during the day, clearly after these levels are marked off, which you can get just by clicking that button, but the second thing you want to look at is just the simplest of things. I have cloud indicators that I use. I have other indicators that I will use as well. But the most important thing that I would just tell everyone to do is keep it simple. And by keep it simple, just go to indicators, click EMA, and just go to moving average. Once you get a moving average here, then what you want to do is very simply click on that moving average, right? Just make it big so that you can see it, and use whatever that one is as a guide. You want 9 open, high, low, close. I'm going to leave this as green, or I'm sorry, blue, and 9 open, high, low, close, and it's a 9 EMA. And I'm just going to explain a couple things that you guys already know, and I'm going to save this again so that I can share it with everybody that wants it. Once you have this, you have a 9 EMA. The reason you want an EMA versus an SMA, again, we're just doing recaps and keeping it broad today, is because an EMA is front-loaded. every EMA takes the first three and doubles it. So if you take an EMA, and let's just say that everything is 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 all the way through, but the first three are 11, well, it's going to double those, and it's going to then weight the 11 more than the 10s because of that. Okay, so if you have 9, so just think about it this way: if you have 9 and you have 3, and then you take those 3 and you double them, you're getting 6, right? So if you have 6 there and you have 4 on the back end, and this thing moves, well, those 11 versus 10 are going to carry more weight. All right, even though it's only a third of the move. That's why people use a 9 EMA. It's one of the reasons why people use a 9 EMA, because it will front load it faster. And you can figure it out for yourself, but now you understand. All right. So if you're watching it hold those levels, there's nothing for you to do. What you're looking for here is patterns of behavior. So what I tend to look for here is I'm waiting to see what the direction is of the EMA and then how it responds to the EMA. So if you were trading NVIDIA, let's just take this again. What day is this? This is Thursday. And you were watching the 9 EMA, you were very simply watching it ride the line. Okay. These are the things that I think that every day trader should have on their screen. The previous open, high, low, close, VWAP from the beginning of the day, which all I did was go right to here on TradingView, and then you'll see them right here, anchored VWAP, and click it, and then I just hit a button and I put it there. It's that simple. These are the 4 things that I think that you need. Now, after that, the 4 lines that you need, and then here, after that, the other thing that I like, but I use later in the day, is RSI. And it doesn't mean that you have to use RSI, but I like RSI. So if I go to RSI here, and this is the only thing that I would tell you to change, and I don't care about the relative volume. I'll leave it on, but I don't really care about it right now. If I am to look at this, the only thing that I would change is I would take this to a 15, and I'll tell you why I have it at a 15. Because there's 5 days in a week of trading. Why do I want 14 days? It's stupid. Okay. I compare my chart when I look at this to the amount of false positives that other people get. I don't get the same false positives. So that's one of the reasons why I changed what it is. Now, if I am to look at this, I go 15, I go open, high, low, close. As I stated, some of this is going to be a recap for some of you, and for some of you, it's probably going to be new. I don't keep it purple because it's just weird. All right. So, and I don't really use the moving average. If you want to leave the moving average in for crosses, go for it. I don't. And I don't need the colors that are in here either, or the labels or any of this stuff. I don't really care about it. If you're going to tell me it's oversold or overbought, you should be able to pick that up on your own just by looking at it. You want to keep the background purple, whatever, doesn't matter. But what you're looking for is you're just looking at patterns of behavior. And if I see something, then I may act on it.